Hey, you see this? We're trying to get you here, man.
We never put anyone in the heat. Out here this morning.
Both teams are, of course, out the tournament, playing for pride today. Very accurate start as usual from Lucy Malino there. The two fielders out here in this power play are deep point and deep backward square, protecting the short for the short ball there. First runs on the board there. Dot ball there. Both teams with one win and one loss going into, and two losses going into this tournament. Nigeria finishing 4th out of 5 in Group A, and Malawi just above them at 4th position. 3rd position rather. Victoria gets off the mark with the drive out to the sweeper. Full toss there. Dragged out to deep mid wicket for 4. Top shot there by Young Divine. 4 runs. Score moves to 7 without loss. You had a look at Nigeria, Jay, through this tournament?
Yeah, I was pretty impressed. In particular from the fielding point of view, the commitment, and well, most of the teams, the commitment is there, but in particular, Nigeria, there seems to have a little bit more umph to them through in the field. Even in the process of misfeeling, I can see they really took it to heart. So let's assume that they still go through with this, well, the game that we'll say, well, for pride, they still put their body on the line and make a good fight of this.
Nice. That's the end of the first over there. Nigeria getting 7 without loss.
Yeah, the Malawi team is very small in stature, but they're very big in voice. You can hear them loudly on the field.
Katrina Chingaipe bowling from the golf course end. Should be going through to Victoria. Yeah, Malawi, a very vocal team. They enjoy their cricket, they enjoy laughing, they enjoy their dancing. There's always a lot of banter in around their team and their change room. Great to see.
Yeah, I mean, do our guys have that so much fun? And
Yeah, you wonder, yeah. There seems to be a more electric vibe around this tournament and the ladies' game as a whole. So, Victoria pushes one through there to deep point. should come back for 2. Oh, great run in there. They scattered through for 3.
It is one thing, Jono, we can't face the commitment of these girls, feeling-wise.
Yeah, they put their bodies on the line consistently, and it's great to see, particularly from youngsters. That's what you expect, actually. I'm always a bit hard on the young under 19 boys when they don't want to dive or throw themselves around, because it gets worse with age, as you may know.
Yes, Johnny, I think you get a bit smarter.
Yeah. I think that's what your youth must be used for. Throw yourself around. Because when you get older, you do like my colleague James, you spend your time mostly in the slips there.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that position. It's not just the position that I occupied. I think I'm fairly okay in that position. For 18 years, Jono, I've only put down 6 catches.
Yeah, it's quite a specialist position, really. It's not for everybody. Well ball, another stump there.
You know, we old cricketers, we like to brag a bit in some of our achievements. And I was very proud to be a slips fielder, even though I was throwing in there.
Run out chance there, yielding 1. Yeah, we were very lucky to have you in the slips there, Jay, for a very long time. You see around the world today that it's a very, very specialist position, and you need to take those because most of the wickets are top order batters that nick off against that new ball. So you need those chances to be taken. We're very fortunate to have you there for a very long time. I never particularly enjoyed it. I was thrust in there as well. I never knew where to look. Should I be looking at the ball, the edge? That was always confusing for me. But nice when you take one. That's the end of the over. Second over, 11 for North there, Nigeria.
Yeah, it's lucky when you take a few. I remember some of those catches. I just make an effort and the Lord take care of the rest.
I think it was more than luck. You really worked hard at your slips catching. What I found quite interesting was when I started seeing fast bowlers in the court and doing very, very well. Jimmy Anderson and Tim Saldi are the best I've seen in total in that position. And so I found that very, very intriguing, that wow, anybody that really has the hands and technique and wants to work hard at that position can actually master it.
Well, there was a few reasons why I actually become a slip fielder.
Ah, clean ball there, Malino getting a wicket there, going through the defenses of Divine. Nigeria go 11 for 1.
Yeah, in my early cricketing days, I was chucked into that position because there wasn't much option, and I took it a bit serious. And another thing, because I was bowling so much overs in the 50-over game, it was very hard walking back down to fine leg, so I had to find a position. And after I realized I was good at it, then we start training a lot, catching 50, 60 to 100 catches a day, and it pays off.
Coming in at number 3 is Osiande Omokobio.
But Jono, you have dropped a few in gullies, I remember that, but you never dropped anything at backward point. I'm wondering what's the difference. I think backward point is also a very specialist position. The ball is more unpredictable. It slips, you watch it from the hand off to the wicket to the bat into the hands.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think even the ones I took at backward point, I felt I was a bit lucky there. They kind of stuck. Just that entire cordon area leading up to backward point, I found it difficult because I've always fielded in front and on the boundary. So it was always either mid off, mid on, covers, and then in the boundaries. So that's the exposure. So I got exposed to the cordon and backward point area very, very late in my mid 20s, I think, and I really did struggle. Like I said, gully, I was like, oof, seeing the ball too late. Sometimes trying to follow it from the bowler's arm, which is, I don't think, the ideal way to go about it. Marlino's found a very nice rhythm here.
Yeah, I think I kind of figured it out at an early age also. Um, it is the fall asleep in the slipstream gully. Backward point, you move a lot, I think, and you like moving, so I think that was the difference there.
Yeah, true. I do like to be in motion. It's top over so far. Should be looking for a maiden wicket here.
Yeah, John, I remember I fell asleep a couple of times, and a couple went through the hands and stuck in the arm. Stuck in the armpit.
Yeah, well, slips was the worst in these winter night games. Really, I never wanted to be there at all. I wanted to be grazing. Oh, she spoils the maiden wicket there. Concedes a wide. But it's funny, you don't necessarily have big hands, but you take them while it's slip. I always thought it was about having big buckets for hands, but I think your technique is exceptional. You really don't go at the ball, you allow it to come to you, and you sort of just...
Yeah, I think it comes from also wicket keeping. You have a very good idea, because I used to wicket keepers. Well, I used to do basically everything as a junior cricketer. But I wicket keep for a couple of seasons with at home in the first class league, and I think that's what helps me also to be a better slips fielder.
It's end of the over there, Nigeria 12 for 1 after 3 overs.
Good day for cricket, Johnny.
Yeah, there's a lovely calm sort of breeze that is cooling things out there for us. But I can say that in the sun out there, it is extreme. bowlers, these Malawian bowlers. You recall that we never had team meetings, we never had game plans and things like that. It was more like go and practice and then go and play. So I think cricket is a bit more professional nowadays. There's a bit more structures and game plans are coming into it. And at this age, I doubt some of these girls will be exposed to a game plan per se. They'll have personal game plans, but from a team point of view, there'll be general messages. It's not necessarily like tactics. Malino continuing here at the university end. And that was something we fought hard for. That, like, guys, we need to have specific roles, specific players. We need to know what we're trying to achieve as a team. Whereas before, it was just the game plan of, no, okay, you go out and score 300. How are we going to do it? We never knew. Single there.
Yes, Johnny. I think, not blowing my own horn, I think that's the reason why I stand out a little bit above the other bowlers. Because I was very calculated in the sense that how I planned, how I go about, the way I approach the game tactically, and the way batsmen pick up their bat, and I'm always searching for information.
Is that something you can coach? Pull shot there, down to deep square, pressing hard there, wants to come back for 2. Does very, very well there, Victoria. Returning to the non-strikers and Divine also pushing hard to come back. Yeah, Jay, like I was saying, is that something you can coach? How do you teach these young ladies to be aware, or young players, some of those bowling skills? And what messages are you saying to them?
Yeah, well, a great scholar once says, you get knowledge over time. Yeah, and we always mention that about game time, or game time is so important. Yeah, but to tweak on that a bit,
Punch off the back foot there, down to extra cover, coming back for 2. Great running by Nigeria, but Malawi will definitely want to tighten up there on these fielding errors.
as you said, Johnny, some of these skills and knowledge wasn't taught. But for me, I was a very practical person, number one. And number two, I'm very aware of things around me. As you know, I have a psychological edge when it comes to some things, and that because my observantness. I observe a lot. Even in life, I can walk down the road, Jono.
Top shot there for 1. Pushing hard here.
I can go down the road and I can tell you almost 10, 15, 20 people that pass me. If I see them in the next 2 minutes, I can say, I just passed a gentleman up the road. But to answer your question, basically, I think this should come from management. How do management teach these things? By get them into game scenarios. Game scenarios, like you set the field up, get batsmen come in, and yeah, you try to instill some of these things with them. You wouldn't learn them overnight, but some of them will come automatically.
Nigeria 27 for 1 here after 5 overs. Bowling change at the golf course end. Captain coming in here, Sungeni Karaji. Top cut shot. Yeah, if you'll note there that they've taken 2 singles to backward point there is a sweeper, so that's not ideal. She'd want to be press coverage a bit and come in a bit there to save the one, because then she's got cover even if it beats her. So she'd want, her job is to stop the one. And these are little things that they'll pick up as time goes by, that such singles are not allowed. Wide runs there, going for 5 wides. Keeper will be very disappointed there. Not an ideal start by the skipper. Kananji struggling to find her line and length here. So it's the little things. Of course, when we were younger, we never knew that such. When there's somebody sweeping and covering you, you have to be pressed deep. And unless it's a serious hitter, then there is no point really. They're looking to hit boundaries, so then you can sit back a bit on the 30. But just dropping and getting ones like that is really not ideal in the power play.
Yeah, Johnny. Just to add to that a bit, what I usually look for, in particular when I'm in the outfield, close field, I look at the batsman reaction in sense of foul defense, attacking stroke. You can
another wide here by Kananji. She'll need to tighten up here.
Yeah, you can pick up that intent as a fielder. I've seen you at backward points so many times that as soon as the batsman about to play a attacking shot, the way you dropped those 2 feet and bend your knees, you understand, and you used to walk at that finger and say no.
Yeah, if he drops it in, I'm sprinting. That's the 2 poses that you're trying to hit really, to make sure that you're stopping that single. And even game awareness, you'll note here that the opener Victoria has been a bit more orthodox in her method and approach today. She's just looking to play the ball on merit, whereas number 3 Oseando, she's been very, very aggressive in her shot play, though she hasn't middled that much. But I've loved her intent. So as fielders, you also have to be aware which batters you can creep up to. So for example, me being an attacking batter, I used to note that the guys are sitting back on the 30. Then to get my game going, I'd like to drop and run because they are. Then when they come in on press, then I try to go a bit harder. So you can also play with the field as a batter in that sense. But Malawi would want to press one of the batters and make sure that they dot her up as much as possible because she's not showing as much intent. And then the one with intent, you'd rather give her one. Another shot of intent there by Oseande.
Yeah, you're right. Now I think now they should just squeeze a little bit to get about that balls in for the other batsman.
Yeah, so with the current Victoria being on strike, you'd want to make sure that your point comes in, everybody comes in, and you press them as much as possible and get as much pressure and dots, and hopefully the error then will come from that. Check, she's a classical player there. Lovely shot there through the offside. Oh, misfield there. We're going to come back for 2.
But Jono, me and you, we have break a lot of rules in sense of cricket when we used to bat together. We never used to call. Is this eye contact that we used to get?
Yeah, that's it. Nigeria there, 39 for 1 after 6 overs. Yeah, chemistry is also very, very important with partnership. I've always found that your top 4 need to have that nice chemistry, that they can run together, that they can drop singles and not necessarily call. Or even if there's a chance of an overthrow, just look at each other and go. And that comes with time.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember in a few instances that you stab the third man, picks up the ball and take a little time to lob it in. We run the first one, then we look at each other. When just about to lob it in, then we take the second run. Because they were very, very slow and lethargical about how they were going about it.
Yeah, very. Alinafe Alfonso coming in here from the university end. Not an ideal start. Alfonso has a very good tournament for the Malawians. Yeah, Jay, I think I enjoyed the runs. You were always a very cheeky runner. But I must say, I don't think anybody's run me out more than you. Opportunity missed there by Malawi there. Top shot there by Osayande. Continuing her intent and aggression here. They move to 44 for 1.
Yes, Jono. Reward sometimes comes at a price. Huh?
Very true. Live by the sword.
Yeah, but most of those times when you got run out, you already got a bundle on the board, at least 50, 60, because you used to score your runs pretty briskly. Yeah?
Not true. I think even partnerships comes back to what I was saying about chemistry. I've always found. Top shot there. Back foot through the covers. Yields another boundary there. 48 for 1. Nigeria motoring along now, finding their pace. Partnership is on 37. Doing very, very well here for Nigeria. Osayando looking very, very ominous here. For example, some of the successful partnerships I've had at the top with batters would be someone who complements. For example, maybe a person who plays the cut well and plays well off the back foot because I'm strong on the front foot. And you'd find that it was difficult for the bowlers to adjust, especially if you're rotating strike and things like that. To find their line and length was always difficult. I look at Andrew Strauss and Cook being somebody who's predominantly on the front foot, on the back foot, and Strauss being somebody who likes to drive and come forward at the ball and so forth. So it was always interesting that I found that, there was always had to be that complement with each other. Even somebody similar to you, we scored a lot of runs together. At that early stage, you were very, very attacking, and I sort of just stayed at the wicket and supported you and gave you the single and things like that. So the partnership, we really complemented each other.
But what I learned about you also in playing with you for a little while, that you love the seamers.
Return catch there, chance by the opener, taken there gleefully there by Alfonso. She strikes in her first over. 49 for 1, Nigeria. Victoria, they're going for 10 off 13 balls.
Yes, Jano, you seems to love the seamers a bit. You never have much respect for the spinners. I do not know if it's a personal thing. Maybe you always think maybe spin bowlers are not bowlers. But for some reason, as soon as the spin comes on, like you lost every form of discipline what you can ever find. Like who are these people? Yeah, that's why when we batted sometimes, I always try to make sure that you face most of the seamers.
Piety Lucky coming in here, replacing the opener Victoria. Yeah, it's interesting. I think one of the challenges being at the top is that I was usually out by the time the spinners came in. So I never got to face a lot in my playing. But it's something that I do really enjoy. I think it requires discipline and a different skill set. For example, batting in the power play, I had to learn to hit over the top. And that's something I enjoyed. So now against the spinners, when this field is spread, that's not ideal. It requires you to hit the ball a bit more along the ground. So I was popping a lot of catches because of that top power play order mindset of hitting the ball in the air. Oh, top shot there to begin. Two runs here for Piety. Great start by her. She looks like she's going to get into her work very, very soon here.
But over the years, Jano, there's something that maybe this is the right time to ask you this question. I never actually figured out.
Ooh, superb start there. That's the end of the over. Nigeria 51 for 2 after 7.
Yeah, we know about the front foot. Anything down middle and off, just about outside half stump. That's your game. What I couldn't understand, you're very good pull of the ball, but you never cut. I could never understand that because people thought you were always a dominant front foot player. But I've seen you've creamed a lot of short balls, in particular those to the body. But you just never cut. I couldn't figure that out.
Replacing the skipper, Sophia Chinawa. Skipper replacing herself there after that 1 over. Yeah, I'd like to tell the story. I never really used to play the pull shot when I was younger either, but one day, because we had, I think, the fastest seam attack in the country at the time when we were playing for Afro Indies United, I think you got all the seamers and you told them to bowl short at me, and I got pinned a bit that day, quite a bit. It was very nasty, but I think it really developed my pull shot from that day. You forced me into playing the pull shot. So I think similarly with the cut, it's just a shot that I've never really worked at until recently. So, but it's particularly against spinners. I think it's a very productive shot to have, and very important in the armory to make sure that you're hitting that sweep out there in the deep. So it is something that I'm putting in a lot of hours in now, just to make sure that it can be as productive. Because like you're saying as well, it's just an application issue. Oh, superb.
Yeah, I've been around you for many years now. How long? 17, 18?
Yeah.
We've been together. We've played together for 11, 12.
Oh, top shot there. Goes all the way there. Fantastic stroke there by Piety Lucky. Piety's been positive from ball one. She hit one over the top down to deep cover, showing some intent. That one goes massive there. 59 for 2 here, Nigeria move to. I think it's important that she keeps being positive and trying to express herself.
Yeah, it seems like she's playing pretty freely in this game, maybe because there's not too much significance in winning.
Oh, she goes bang again. Another 6 here, back to back here. Piety Lucky on the charge. 65 for 2 here. Yeah, I found that with young batters that want to attack, the best thing to do is just unleash them. Teaching them to be more responsible early on is not really the way to go, because then they play within themselves and they don't express themselves. So sometimes for young players, the best defense is actually offense. And I mean, if you can hit the ball as cleanly as that, just keep going. And typically, single there to fine leg. Typically what I do with young batters coming into a side I'm playing in, I'd even tell them keep going, get the license. I'll try and play the stable base for the side. I don't want to give them the responsibility early on, because they need to learn their craft, they need to learn their art and hone their skills. But while you're young, you want them to still have that fun, because sometimes putting too much pressure on them and asking them to play defensively, you're applying pressure and they don't really enjoy the game. But when you're enjoying the game and hitting balls, later in life you will play with a bit more responsibility and so forth. That comes with time, really. Positive running again here.
Yes, Johnny, I think that sometimes that comes with the character of the person or the player.
67 for 2 here, Nigeria after 8 overs. Finding some good momentum here.
We have something where they call man management sometimes. With the managing teams, know their players and able to communicate, and in order to unleash them. When we say responsibility, we shouldn't throw responsibility out of the window, but still we shouldn't be that responsible that we're not doing what we are picked to do. And this is where some of the problems come by with some of these young kids. And I think for part of your career also, you were told that to have a look, and I'm the one who used to keep telling you, what are you looking at? You understand? Yeah, just hit the guy. What are you looking at? Because that was your mentality at first when I met you.
Yeah, that's another thing about development, because as younger players, we found that if we played a bad shot and lost our wicket, we'd find ourselves dropped for the next game. So hence things like that, really, you start to really put pressure on yourself, and you don't want to lose your wicket. And the purpose of batting is to get runs, really. So if me being aggressive is my method of getting runs, you need to develop that and let me hone my skills to perhaps maybe execute on more deliveries rather than asking me to play defensively. So it was a very strange thing where you'd be dropped as a young player after playing a rash shot. Top running there, very, very aggressive by the Nigerians, coming back for 2 there.
Yes, John, you have been a victim of that a few times. But we can't put it as part of cricket. We have to put it as sometime bad management.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I remember briefly that time. Maybe you want that conversation to come up. That time that it actually happened with you.
Not particularly. It's more about, just to emphasize on the point that you're talking about just really top throw there from the deep. I think it's more along the lines of player management, similar to now these ladies here, these under-19s who are going to go back and go home to their own countries. They need to be encouraged, they need to be developed, rather than sort of feel fear for their positions and things like that. And that's how you actually have a happy change room and a very winning culture. You develop that winning culture, and that's sort of even comes down to senior players, it comes down to administrators that are running it, coaches. We have to be encouraging towards these players. They have to feel like they can play similarly to what we've seen here today with Piety Lucky coming in and just expressing herself. That tells you a lot about the support she's getting from her side, and so young players need to be supported and backed rather than sort of top shot through the covers for 4. Piety Lucky really looking on fire here. 75 for 2, Nigeria motoring along.
Yes, John, I honestly hope when some of these teams go back home, things are put in place for them to continue their craft and learn a bit more. As you can see here, there's not too much that they need to work with. It's just the consistency.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I hope it's not Piety Lucky changing her bat there. After a couple of sixes, I wouldn't advise that unless he's cracked it somehow. No, I believe it's her partner also Yande wanting another bat change. Yeah, true. Hopefully when they get back home, they get the support from the change room to be positive, to develop their skills.
Yeah, it's important for our viewers and listeners to understand some of these analysts that we analyze, and some of these things that we analyze, and basically it's just basically personal experience that we're trying to bring to our viewers and our listeners. Basically what they're not seeing and what they're seeing, it's just a concept of the game, the way we see it. It doesn't necessarily mean that we are always right, but our views, playing the game, understanding the game, that's what we try to bring in commentary also, just to share some knowledge with our viewers and our listeners, and through experience that we have had.
Yeah, if for example, if you look at the captain there, Kananji, at short cover, huge pull shot there out to the deep, should yield 2 here for Piety Lucky. It's quite, if you look at Piety, the way Piety's been playing, she's been going hard at everything. So you'd want to be back on the 30 there to stop that slash through the cover point. Because the way Piety's middling it, I doubt there's anything that she's going to be able to middle to field without being injured there in that position. She's way too pressed in coverage there. Just as I say that, she does stop one. But I'm not too worried about the single here to Piety. It's about the boundaries that you want to protect. So you'd want her to get a bit back. And by pressed coverage, I mean that she's really pressing on the batter there, rather maybe staying deep there.
Yeah,
Because a good cover drive is nothing's gonna. She's not gonna stop anything there in that position.
and most of her runs deep mid wicket, extra cover and extra cover.
Yeah,
is-
she's
is
looking
a
to
bit-
go hard at
Yeah,
every.
extra cover is a bit too straight there. Sorry, it's a bit too wide.
Oh, chance here. Oh, could have done better there. Monica Ndipo should have taken that. Another single there for Piety. Oh, 2 runs. Very well done there. 79 for 2 after 9 there. Piety lucky moves to 23 after 10, striking it at 230 strike rate. Osayande doing a great job here. 23 of 25 balls, striking at 92. But you can see she's getting it ticking. She's rotating the strike as well.
Yes, John, and they're also building a partnership. They seem to be getting it together.
Kananji returns here from the golf course end. Yeah. She had a tough first over. She'd won a similar problems here in her second. Jay, how do you help a bowler? You're a bowler. How do you get them? As a captain, and a non-bowler myself, I've often wondered, how do you help them bowl on the right side of the pitch? Is it a technique issue? Is it a well done there? From a keeping point of view, I could often see if a bowler's leading arm was a bit lazy or the head fell off. So as a keeper, I could give a bit of advice to the bowler and say, look, your head is falling over, mate, or just to help them. But
first I look at the makeup of the player.
How would you help Kananji now? She's really struggling. She struggled in her first over.
Well, it's two things. She needs to run a bit straighter. If you want to get the ball outside the off stump, depends, because she has a low arm delivery. So you run a little bit more behind the umpire. Just change your basically your line as you see where she's coming from.
She's running a bit angled towards fine leg a little bit.
Exactly. And if you could just get a little bit straighter. Yeah. Yeah, now presently, if I was supposed to go to her and just get a little bit straighter, run a little bit closer to the umpire and deliver, you'll get it.
Sorry, can you maybe just help us with the straighter thing? You're talking like a bowler.
Yeah, when I said straighter, her run up, as you see, her run up is a little bit angling into and the arm is a bit low. So the trajectory is coming from a bit wide, and it's more likely that she will push it down the leg side a bit.
Yeah.
But if you come from a bit straighter...
Ooh, 3 runs there.
Yeah.
Very, very good running by Nigeria here. Moving to 85 for 2.
Yeah, if you come from a bit straighter, then you could just make a small adjustments to your line there.
Wow, Jay, that was very interesting. You pointed out things that I can't see at all. Thank you for that feedback. Very, very helpful.
Oh, you're welcome, John.
Two runs to the deep.
Yeah, and if I was supposed to take in the nets for a couple of days, first I would just work on the mechanics. Wouldn't try to change too much. Just try to get the delivery arm just a bit straighter and higher. And then if I can work on the front foot delivery, if she can get over that front leg a bit, which she seems to be doing quite okay.
Yeah, utilizing all her height.
Yeah, I think these are just the 3 small things that she could work on, and I think she'll get better in a hurry.
What's your take on the front foot? Bent knee or straight knee? For you, like in terms of bowlers, what do you want to see? Oh, clean ball there by Kananji. Getting the wicket of Osiande, who's played very, very well here. 26 of 29. She should be very, very proud of her efforts here. Nigeria 87 for 2. 9.5 overs.
Yes, Johnny. To answer that question, first, let me say, this is just me answering this question is just my opinion. I know they have lots of experts out there. I know they have lots of experts out there who are paid to analyze and change things. But for me,
Sorry, they're just peculiar. Agbayo coming in here to join Piety at the crease. End of the over, 10th over. Nigeria 87 for 3. Moving at a very healthy run rate here. Sorry to interrupt, Jay. Yes, you're on the front foot.
Yeah, for me, it's just what is comfortable. The couple of things that I take into consideration is the makeup of the bowler's body. A bent knee, sometimes there's not much you can do. The flexibility, and sometimes the bowlers are asked to change that.
Yeah.
And that's where it's wrong. As I said, you have to work with what you have. Yeah, if you can get them to change that and still being as comfortable and effective, that's all well and good.
Ooh, Lucy Malino here. Piety like he big shot through the leg side there. 4 runs, 91 for 3. Continues to be very, very positive here, Piety. So you think it's more of a whatever suits you?
Whatever suits you.
As a bowler.
Every makeup is different. If you can get the bowlers to straighten the leg a bit, it would help.
Yeah. If I'm not wrong, you bowled off a straight knee, front knee, right? Oh, top shot again here to deep cow corner. 4 runs by Piety, 95 for 3. She marches on to 34-13 and striking it clean as a whistle. You bowled off a straight front knee, right?
Yes, Johnny, that was easy for me.
Yeah.
I'm from the West Indies. I'm from Antigua.
Yeah. I try to look at a bowler, for example. They say it's one of the reasons for that straight front knee is that you are utilizing your entire height. Whereas if you're bent, you're a little bit more. And I looked at someone like Jason Holder. He has a real bent front knee, and so did Sean Pollock. And they tend to be just fine.
Yes, John, just to add more on my point, exactly what you're saying. That's where it started. Anything that you do have to start from the foundation that you have. You just don't dig the whole foundation up if that's what it is. If you dig the whole foundation up to start all over again, it could also be a problem. Then you have to go through a lot of other things. Consideration of where the foundation is, where you're going to put it, how wet or dry it is, how strong, how flexible it is. Yeah. So if you already have a foundation to work with, as I said, the word if you can change it, it is very beneficial. But if you can't, to work with what you have, the bent knee basically is how you get the follow through. Bent knee and the fall over, it could be a problem. If you get the bent knee and you can go straight as you can, that also could help the adjustment. But for me, coming from the West Indies, I watch a lot of Michael Holding. Even though he wasn't my favorite bowler, Sandy Roberts. We used to give him a name from the village. We used to call him the Demon.
Ooh. I think similar to Lucy Malino here, when I look at her coming in, I spot now some of the points that you were raising regarding the angled running. She's coming in and she's almost running towards fine leg, and she gets really tight into the stumps as well. She comes over the top so nicely and she has a straight front leg, but she almost pushes the ball. It's almost always coming this way. I'm not sure how she gets it onto the offside sometimes.
Yeah,
she's doing a lot of work at the pivot area there, through the crease there. She's doing a lot of work to get the accuracy right. Whereas, like you were saying, maybe if she could run in a bit straighter rather than angled.
Yeah, and to add to that piece, which we didn't finish, was just the wrist.
Wow, she's coming over the wicket here. This is the first I've seen this entire tournament. She's been bowling over the wicket. Sorry, around the wicket. Interesting. Wow. Clearly she felt that she was not getting her angles right in that delivery. And she needed to sort it out. 98 for 3, 11 gone. Nigeria doing very, very well here. What kind of target do you think they're looking at now, Jay?
Nigeria, psychologically, hopefully 150. But
yeah, I'm sure the spectators around would also want to see Piety like he continue and get a really big one here, go deep into the innings. Wow, I've just heard here from our team here from Pitch View giving us these lovely visuals that yeah, there's some chat as well on the online viewership, and they're predicting around 180, which is highly possible here given these 9 overs to go.
yeah, well, you asked me what I would like to see. Just the minimum of 150. The reason why I said 150, I was hoping that Malawi would have a chance, something to look at. You always like to see a competitive game, in particular among the girls.
True. Coming back here is Alinafi Alfonso, replacing the skipper here. Very interesting bowling changes all of a sudden. They traditionally give their bowlers 4 on the trot and don't mess around too much with bowling changes, but it's nice to see that she's jumping and changing. Very interesting development in her leadership here. Alinafi Alfonso has had a very good tournament, really crucial breakthroughs at critical times during this tournament. She's been quite a good workhorse here. Does a good job in the middle, breaks partnerships, really enjoys her bowling. Piety there, giving a chance. Single there. 100 up here. 3 down. Nigerians will want to push on here and really, really get a big one here. Ooh, chance of a run out. The ball is in. Batters get through. They skittle through for a leg by. Just to note, there was the non-striker Piety Lucky storming through there. That's something that comes to mind when I used to bat with you. You really didn't want to be at the non-striker's end, and whenever I got 3 dot balls, I felt a lot of pressure that you're going to be hearing down the next ball. You'll be oh, top shot there. Piety goes through the square side for another 6. 107 for 3. Nigeria going well here. Piety moves on to 42 of 16 balls, striking it at 262.
I think sometimes, Jono, it was psychological for you, and used to bear down on me. When it says psychological for you, sometimes you just decide, oh, let me just give it a break. You just stop playing, and sometimes you wouldn't stop playing. I can see you can go shot a ball some of the times.
I think you're being a little defensive there. No, but I think I've seen it, having played with enough. Oh, another 6 there. Should go. Oh, 1 bounce. Oh, 6. Ooh. She moves to 48 of 17 here. Nigeria 1-1. 1-1-3 here for 3. She'll really want to pitch it up, Jay. I think if you look at the attacking shots from Piety, there's been these back foot shots, and some you'd want to just pitch it up just outside of a link and force her to hit you through the offside.
Yeah, but we have seen a few of those.
Very dominant through the leg side.
We have seen a few of those travel also. She had hit one off the front foot to cow corner, and that is actually a big people 6 here.
Yeah. Ooh, that's exactly where you want to be to her.
Back of a length outside the off stump.
Yeah, back of a length outside off stump. I think you want to hit that mark. she'll be confident though that the accuracy of these inexperienced bowlers, she's gonna get something every now and then that she can really go after. She goes bang through cow corner there, brings up a 50 in just 19 balls. Exceptional knock here by Piety Lucky. Sensational knock, fastest 50 in the tournament. Just 19 balls there. 117 for 3 after 12.
Yeah, we just have a change in commentary. My good friend, brother, teammates, and allies have just departed. And our sister from just across the border, Tanda. Welcome, Tanda, to Oval 2. Welcome to ICC Under 19 Qualifiers Africa.
Thank you, Jay. Good morning to you too.
Yeah, how was your day off then?
Well, my day is going on well. Can't complain. Enjoying the weather here in Botswana. Lovely breeze we're having in the mornings.
Yeah, we have been treated this morning with some beautiful cricket here, particularly from the Nigerians.
Yeah, exactly. Piety Lucky, the captain of Nigeria, taking control of this game, destroying the bowling attack of Malawi, attacking every bowler who is coming to bowl for the Malawian team, and getting the fastest half century in the tournament. Impressive batting from her. Alfonso strikes. Oh, sorry, it's Monica Ndipo strikes. That brings the end of the innings of Peculiar Agboya.
Yeah, Tanda, you have a habit of doing that. You come and sit in the commentary and something usually happens.
What are you implying, Jay?
You're a bearer of bad news, then. We have done a lot of commentary together. Every time you come and you sit here,
Something happens.
something happens.
It's a game of cricket, Jay. Obviously, something has to happen. So with that wicket falling, the score is 117 for 4 after 12.2 overs. Ruyakat Abdul Razak, new batter in the crease for Nigeria. Shouts of an LB. The umpire says not out. Apologies once again. The new batter is Queen Joseph.
Sorry, Tand. I didn't mean to distract you. You brought some negative feelings with you here, but I still think we'll continue on a positive note. Tanda is a wicket taker, you know that.
It's a game of cricket, Jay. Obviously, something has to happen. If the batters are not scoring runs, obviously the field inside has to take a wicket, and that's what happened. They took a wicket.
Tanda, be careful. You can't be thin-skinned when you're sitting around me, Tando. Anyway, it's nice to have you here, Tando.
Yeah, I've been enjoying those last few days of commentary with you guys. It's been quite an experience having the locals, working with the locals. You know, I can say I'm quite impressed by how you guys are improving day by day in your commentary. One cannot tell that it was your first time you guys being on debut.
Well, Tando, I don't even want to go through the history of the last 5 days. Waking up in the morning, realizing what I'm getting myself into. I almost visited the toilet twice. until the first word came out my mouth.
It's always good to challenge yourself in life. Malawi strikes again. 5th wicket falls for Nigeria. That brings the end of Queen Joseph's innings, scoring a duck, bringing the score to 119 for 4 after 12.5 overs.
So Tanda, what do you consider of challenge, Tanda? With your friends sitting, just talking cricket, you can make a lot of mistakes, but making a lot of mistakes in front of the whole of Africa and part of half of the world, is that challenging? Or you should use another word, Tanda?
We all learn from our mistakes, and that's how we grow. Nyobeta in the crease. Henrietta Mbam for Nigeria, 5 wickets down. Score still on 119 after 13 overs.
Yeah, we were just told in commentary. Stand. We're just told to do the best you can do. You will make your mistakes and roll with it. So we try to do everything that we do.
Exactly. Katrina Chingaipe from the golf course end.
But I hope our viewers could accept our faults. But this is not all about us. It's all about our young ladies here. The avenue, the roads, and all the doors and windows we have opened for them.
True that. And she plays it to the leg side and they take a single.
Yeah, cricket have taught us a lot, and it's still teaching us in the form of these under-19 girls. The energy, the commitment that they have shown in this tournament is above and beyond.
It's true that, like I always say, we all learn every day. As much as we're doing commentary, we're also learning some things from the cricket which these girls are displaying in this tournament.
I know I keep repeating myself, but I'm happy to do so. I just hope that these countries and these organizations will keep this flowing, take care of these young girls, because as Johnny was saying also, his research realized from Malawi.
True. True indeed, G. And that's a run out. Another wicket falls for Nigeria, bringing the score to 121 for 6 after 13.4 overs.
Estando, they're only going to be missing one player for the next 2 years, and that is good. As I said, I hope that Malawi Cricket Association can keep this going and put a little bit more interest, a little bit more investment in our young sisters.
Exactly.
We are here basically to show awareness. I think we got that out. We are trying to promote as much as we can. When I said as much as we can, with the limited resources that we have.
Miracle Imimole, new better in the crease for Nigeria. As Katrina Chingaibe continues in her spell, going at an economy of just above 5. Not bad in a T20 match. And the captain of Nigeria hits another 6 here She's on fire, Jay. Like, I mean, where was she these past the games for Nigeria? It's like they've just had a new player in the side.
Well, I don't know, but better late than never. She had showing us something here that we all wanted to see at the first place. I think she was also singled out of being one of the more interesting players in the tournament. Also, it's just that now she's coming to the forefront.
And she pulls Darren for a single down leg side. You know, I like the confidence that she has today. She's playing out of the shell. It's like she's just a new player just from nowhere.
Yeah, just excuse me a minute there. That ball was creamed down to mid wicket. Did you see the stop a while ago? That was shocking, huh?
It was. It was.
Yeah, just to continue on what we were saying, this batsman we were told that is someone to look out for. She didn't have much success in the earlier games, but it seems now she's putting it in the forefront now.
Exactly, like if you have been following the Asia Cup, Virat Kohli seemed to be struggling in the first 3 games which he played, but last night she played brilliant innings of 122 not out for India.
Virat doesn't struggle. King Kohli, he just have off days. We all love that player. That's a player I will drive 500 kilometers to go and see any day.
Exactly, and it was so good seeing him back on form.
Yeah, we here in Botswana, he's known as King Kohli.
And Petty moves to 68 after hitting another 6. And that brings the score to 136 for 6 after 14.2 overs.
Thunder, you know, you're aware in cricket that some of the players, they're allowed to have off days.
Just because it's King Kohli.
Just because it's King Kohli.
Well played. Good cricket here being displayed by Petty Lucky.
Yeah, it's amazing as a player that loves the game, how I like to see some of these players. You know, some of these players, I wish I could see them every day. I wish that my life was like that. Yeah, from England we have Stokes, Kohli, and my favorite player most of all in the world, Rohit Sharma. Only if our brother could really get his body together. If Rohit could only get his fitness together, I'm sure he'd be able to add the next 15-20% to his game.
Exactly. A wide signal by the umpire there.
That's a player I've dreamed to go one day personally to see him live. And our brother from England, Ben Stokes, these are players that we
Monica Ndipo continues from the UB end.
Yeah, on the other field, Tanzania is batting there 95 for 7. They're actually playing for first and second place in that division. That game will determine who's first in that division, first and second place. But I think those games sometimes.
And they run out. The fielder drops the cage. They miss out on that run out. And that was Party Lucky. Malawi being unlucky here, Jay.
Yeah, it's the first. It's unlikely for Nigeria. The communication between the wickets has been very good. In fact, they took this game by the scruff of the neck. It was very unusual to see that bad communication between, and look, it seems like he's going to have a next one here, unfortunately. Yeah, is it? I can't say it's pressure, Tanda. I just think that these batters are just a little bit nervous in the sense that, yeah, they're looking maybe to build a big score here.
Exactly. I'm sure Miracle is trying to give Petty Lucky more strike. Since she's now seeing the ball like a football, she's attacking every bowler who's coming into ball for Malawi. Look at those figures there. 69 from 27 balls, hitting 4 4s and 6 6s. Going at a strike of above 255.
She wasn't wasting time there. We all see some of these exceptional players in under 19. We saw a few from Rwanda, a few from Namibia, and even Uganda themselves have shown us they have players that we can look forward to see in the future.
Exactly. Sungeni Kananji, the bowling change for Malawi. Bowling 2 overs, considering 20 runs just for 1 wicket, taking on of 10 runs per over. She's struggling today, the Malawi captain, Jay.
Yeah, me and Johnny we're just thinking about some of the things that some of the adjustment that she can make as a bowler. What a feel! Deep mid wicket there again. The commitment. Tando, were you a good fielder at any stage? Would you be putting your body in the line like that fielder, the number 17 for Malawi there?
But not with my feet, Jay. Not with my legs. It's risky.
This is what we are talking about, the commitment of these kids.
I needed my legs to play. So there was no way I was going to stop the ball like that. It's very risky.
Yeah, the adrenaline is thinning. She's still running fine. She'll probably feel that pain a bit later. Yeah, Tando, these two new batsmen seems to be having a little problem communicating with those quick singles.
Yeah, it shows they've not better together. Maybe in games for a long time, their communication is very bad. Seems they are not used to batting together. Petty Lucky continues to destroy the bowling attack of Malawi.
Yeah, maybe she's just trying to turn over the strike to the in batter.
Besides, there's nothing to lose. Even if they win this game, both teams are out of this tournament. But brilliant innings from her.
Tanda, pride is a lot. I always think pride in a person's 95% of life. If you don't have pride, or you don't believe in something, there's nothing to fight for. So pride is a lot here.
Amen to that, Jay. You see that Malawian captain continues on her 3rd over. And she's really, really struggling. The umpire calls a wide. To the leg side. I mean, she's bowling to a left hander. She's struggling when you're bowling. Why not bowl at an angle? I think that might work for her. You see her pitching down leg. I think if she runs at an angle, Jay, what do you think? Because she's bowling to a left-hander. Already she's struggling bowling to right-handers.
Yeah,
I don't see the reason why she has to bowl straight closer to the stumps. I think she must just come at an angle. Better bowl.
But Tando, we have to take into consideration she's only 16 years old. And she have just started the game not too long back. So we can't be too critical. What I think we should look at, I do not know why the Malawian are not sending some instructions. As far as from the officiating point of view, they seems to give these players a little bit of leeway to send messages and make some adjustments. In the dugout, the coach or the managers should try to help to assist her.
16 over balls, the score is 144 for 6. Monica Ndipo continues from the UB end.
Tando, what would you think the strategy will be on the other field between Tanzania and Rwanda? Would you think they'll be trying to avoid Namibia or Uganda? Someone is trying to come second and not first?
That's a tricky question there, Jay. But as they say, to be the best, you have to play the best. Why try avoid any team in the tournament?
Perfect answer, Tan. Perfect answer. Yeah, and my colleague and friend, Jono, he also has that mentality. I always want to walk down and face the first ball. We used to fight a little bit. I used to say to him, "No, it's my turn," because sitting at the non-striker end, you get a bit nervous.
Oh, so you used to open betting together. Interesting.
Oh, Tando, I love that guy. I really love that guy. We share much more than just playing the game together. We are roommates. We have a bit more personal things going on. I've been to his wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, I see the tears sometimes. So I love John. I love John. He's one of those guys of my heart. Yeah.
So with that boundary, it brings the score to 150 for 6 after 16.3. I reckon the score here will be like 180 plus.
Yeah, probably more, but I was hoping for the Nigerian to be restricted to about 150, give Malawi something to look at. 180. Sure.
See, Malawi team, they're not doing themselves any justice.
Yeah,
I mean,
180 with a little bit is a hill too high for Malawi. Yeah, that's another wide again for Malawi. Early on, Tanda, they were online, they were on target. I guess they're succumbing to the pressure of the Malawi batting. Sorry, of the Nigerian batting.
Yeah, exactly. With those runs ready on the scoreboard, as they say, cricket is a mental game. I'm sure now they're being pressured on how they're going to chase that score instead of just concentrating on their bowling innings first. That was a swing and miss. Where is the keeper throwing the ball?
Alright, we have seen something here. You could keep her through that very blindly. At roughly about 16 meters away from the stump. What was she thinking, Tan?
I'm sure if you had noticed, the moment when she picked up the ball, the helmet kind of covered her eyes, her face. That was brilliant fielding there by Malawi. Messi Kundimba, Sophia Chinawa.
Yeah, we've been blessed with the cheat of fielding here. We cannot understand the wides that they're bowling now, but we can congratulate the fielders. They put their body on the line in so many cases.
Exactly. 17 overs bowled in this inning. The score is 155 for 6. The captain of Malawi to finish his spell. Singeni Kananji coming from the golf course end. Well played, well bowled, good cricket all round. So Jay, you were mentioning that you went to John's wedding.
Yeah.
And you saw the tears on his face.
Yeah, it's funny, women with a mate, opening the batting with him and knowing him for practically 18 years.
18 years.
Yeah, or more. What a commitment again.
I promise you, these Malawian fielders after the game, they'll be having niggles on their legs after this game.
I don't know what's the complaint here. She's stopping the ball.
Well played there. Easy 2 runs taken there by Nigeria, bringing the score to 160 for 6. Pretty lucky on 81 of 35 balls. She's just 19 runs to scoring her century.
Yes, Tanda, I've been on lots of journey with John, and I must say I've learned a lot also, even though I'm the older player. I've learned a lot from his commitment. Yeah, I've learned a lot from his commitment and his value in life.
Yeah, I also heard you guys, you were the tidy ones of the team. How far true is that?
Yeah, well, that came from me, I must say. My mother was a no-nonsense woman. You have to keep your room clean at all times. So
that was well played over long off, and it runs all the way for 4, bringing the score to 164 for 6. Well played there. Pretty lucky.
yeah, my mom, I was a mommy's boy. My mom usually was a very tidy woman. I think it stems down from that. So whenever I travel, doing my basic life of living,
I'm sure it also contributed to your betting, because as a better, as an opening better, you have to be tidy as well, because you are the one setting a foundation for the team. Hey.
oh yes, being tidy. I'm just really a person who likes to show example. Sometimes I always willing to learn, but as I said early on, I'm a very calculated person. I go about my business. Most everyone knows what I'm going to do, how I approach my game, basically. And yeah, I think Johnny feed off of that a bit, as well as sometimes teach me a lot, because he was playing also in South Africa for a bit. Bringing two styles of cricket together sometimes helps. You learn from each other.
Monica Ndipo continues from the UB, and the score is still 165 for 6 after 18.1.
Well, I almost getting my wishes here, Tanda. If they could restrict it just to probably the next 10 or 12 runs, it's something to look at.
Another boundary again for Nigeria. They seem to be cruising. 169 for 6 after 18.2.
It seems like the viewers are going to be right. They're going to be hitting 180 here.
This is proving out to not be a good day for Malawi. I mean, 4 more. Another boundary 4 for Nigeria, bringing the score to 173 for 6.
Is this the third century we are going to see in this tournament?
Party like your 93 or 40 balls.
Yeah, we already have 2.
But I think this one is going to be the quickest century scored in the tournament. And more boundaries.
Yeah, it was a cheat to watch.
Another 4 from Petilaki. She moves to 97. She's just 3 runs short to scoring her maiden century in the tournament. I'm sure that this is gonna be like her innings to remember in her career.
Yeah, these landmarks, you never forget them. You sit and talk about them a lot. I was fortunate to have a few in my cricketing career, and those memories stuck with you forever.
Four more runs. Petilaki scoring 100 in the tournament. Just off 43 balls, hitting 11 fours and 6 sixes. Brilliant innings from her.
Beautiful innings, Tanda. Beautiful innings.
Beautiful innings.
Yeah, we have witnessed a lot of landmarks here in this tournament. Yeah?
It's always nice to see these girls displaying such good cricket. I mean, she's just under 19 and scoring 100 of 42 balls. Her century being the fastest century in the tournament.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Do you have any landmark, Tando, in cricket? I think your cricketing career, well, it's...
Petilaki being unstoppable here in this game against Malawi. 19 overs bowled. Score is 185 for 6. Are we going to see another 200 here?
Yeah, I think we need to elaborate a bit more on what the innings she have played here, Tando. At the age of that young, 17. Yeah, we all have seen something here very spectacular.
I mean, like, if we were to choose a team for the under-19 Africa team, I'm sure it will be as strong as the team that we would have selected.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I think maybe we should encourage that and see if they can get maybe a tournament 11, a tournament 14 or tournament 15. I think I'll put that to my peers and see how they feel about that. I don't know. Are we all voting for that?
I am definitely voting for it.
Okay. We'll put that to our peers and see if we can get a tournament 14 or tournament 15. Yeah.
It will be nice, hey?
Yeah. Tando, that's why I like working with you. So much brilliant ideas. But you're still evading the question. Yeah, do you have any landmarks in cricket, Tando?
Obviously I do, Jay. Do you know I played for Africa in the Afro-Asia Games?
That's not the question, Tando.
That says a lot.
A lot of things that is obvious is not very obvious. So
it says a lot. Imagine playing for Africa. It means I was good in my betting, Jay. Don't you think?
Please elaborate after the question, Tando. What are the landmarks, Tando?
I think you should Google them. And you'll know.
This relationship, you seem to be going to have a divorce now in this relationship. Tando can ask personal questions I can't ask.
Swing and miss there by the Nigerian batter, Miracle Imimole. 3 balls left in the over to complete the innings of Nigeria.
Our viewers out there, you're listening to ICC on the 19 Women's T20 World Cup Qualifiers Africa.
In the lovely city of Havieron in Botswana.
And I'm sitting here with my colleague, friend, and mentor, Tanda from just across the border. Tanda, it's fun working with you. Most of the times.
Okay. And I enjoy working with you, Jay. I mean, like, it's like the tournament is ending on Sunday. So we just left with 3 days for me to go back home. Yo, I can say, as much as I've enjoyed working with you guys, I miss home. And she sweeps it down all the way for 4, and it brings the total to 191 for 6. 1 ball left to complete the innings of Nigeria.
I'm going to miss you too, Tan. I hope in the future we can collaborate again. I don't know on which platform, but we should stay in touch.
Hopefully, Jay will.
And I would definitely Google you so I can share the landmark with our under 19. It's good to know that I'm sitting beside a legend here.
Last ball of the innings, and it's a wicket. Miracle Imimole departs on making 10 runs of 15 balls, hitting 1-4. So earlier on, Malawi won the toss and elected to field first, putting Nigeria to bed. Nigeria putting up a brilliant score on the scoreboard of 191 for 6. The captain of Nigeria, top scoring, Petty Lucky, 106 of 44 balls, hitting 11 fours and 6 sixes. See you on the other side for Malawi innings. So we see Nigeria celebrating Pettis like an innings of 106, giving her a guard of honor. Brilliant innings from her.
Yeah, it's nice to see how they appreciate their players, how they get together, and a landmark by one of their teammates. As we keep on stressing about this under 19s, how are they together, how they take everything within their stride. Yeah, there's so much to talk about here.
Exactly. I love the way these under 19s are showing support for each other. Each and every team that I've watched play, it seems to be the norm for the under 19s women.
Yeah, I don't know if because of, well, people do say that women learn faster than men. That could be up for debate. But what I've seen here with these young ladies, they're so together. They're so encouraging. Not only the commitment, but you can see they're very curious about what they're doing also. You know, in being in cricket for a little while, you have seen ups and downs, in particular when you're not doing too well. But with these cricketers, these two teams have not much to play for about pride, but they're still so together. The way they embrace each other. Just a while ago, we can see the century maker from Nigeria basically been lifted off of the field. Yeah, viewers, we're about to switch over. In the next few minutes, Malawi will start their batting innings, and we should take it from there. Stay tuned.
watch United yesterday?
What happens if they lose? I struggle to pronounce her name, so please, I'd like her to please just assist me in the pronunciation. LB, how do I say your Setswana name, your
Hi.
full name?
Hi, Jono. My Setswana name is Leboa. It means mushroom.
Wow.
A gift from nowhere, like this tournament.
Very interesting there. If I had to guess the Setswana word for mushroom for $1 million, I would have never gotten.
That
So
wouldn't
thank
have
you so
been.
much. You've educated me today. Yeah. It can be mistaken for another Setswana word, right?
Yes.
Meaning fur.
Yes, very
Yeah,
much.
must be
which
very
is-
offensive, isn't
Yeah, it was a nightmare growing up, let me tell you. Under
Oh,
19.
tight single there.
Ooh.
Oh, batters get through.
We were actually saying a lot of players will be very shocked when you risk it all for one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was risking it all right there.
Very tight there. Ooh.
Oh,
Going
she
across the
found a
line
nice
straight up there.
sweet spot between the two fielders.
Lucy Bigula getting off the mark immediately in response to Nigeria scoring 191 in their 20 overs target. Here Malawi will need to score 192 runs.
Both benches have been very energetic this morning. This is how you start off the last game, in a group match with that much energy.
Yeah, despite both teams being disqualified, obviously there's a lot to play for in terms of pride.
Exactly.
You want to get one over the next nation every time you compete.
100%.
Ooh, enterprising reverse flick there. Conceding one by. Clearly Malawi are going to go for it here.
They really are throwing the kitchen sink at it very early in their innings.
Yeah, we've got nothing to lose. It's the last game. Really, you want to go out with a bang.
You also see these two as being two of the most evenly matched teams in the group, or so far in the tournament. We haven't had a lot of matches where both teams were at par with one another.
Ooh, risky single there. It should get a run out.
And yes, it is.
Very, very big confusion there in the middle there, leading to the run out of Lucy Bigula. Run out here of 2 of 3 balls.
Ules Charlile pushing her teammate and pushing her out.
Yeah, Malawi losing a wicket in their first over with only 8 runs on the board. Really not ideal. Walking in here will be Monica Ndipo, who's been one of their highly influential players, bowls a lot of overs for them, dives around on the field. Coming in at number 3, she'll want to make sure that she bats as deep as she possibly can into this innings. One in the air there to backward point. Leaving a crease there, should get another run out here. Really not ideal for Malawi. Monica Ndipo there trotting down the wicket. No single on offer here. 8 for 2.
And you can see the confusion leading to kind of a disagreement there between the teammates.
Yeah, they're still going at it really. I think even the umpires want to get involved now. Coming here will Ilinafi Alfonso, number 25.
And Chalile continuing this conversation with her incoming teammate.
Yeah, I mean, it's the end of the first over. They've lost 2 wickets. Not ideal start here. 8 on the board only. They want to consolidate and just get a bit of a partnership going.
And avoid those moments of confusion and lack of communication between the two players. you were actually saying earlier how players like Ules will learn a lot from this, and they will take a lesson in communication and building that partnership, that relationship, that teamwork, where you are able to communicate more clearly and make sure that the player on the other side knows when to run and knows when to hold.
Yeah, true. Very, very true, LB. I think also I always feel it's important that your top 4 or 5 really play some cricket together. No ball there by the bowler. There should be a free hit. An opportunity for Malawi as well, just to break a bit of pressure here. And it's moments like this as well that can sort of swing the momentum for a few overs as well, because every ball in T20 is an event. So a boundary here could just swing the momentum all of a sudden towards Malawi for a few overs, and that's what you want.
And this tournament has been a lot about the extras, very helpful. Do you, as a player, do you enjoy at least having those those points from the extras?
Yeah, if I'm batting, I love them, but I think as a team, wow, it's the most unbelievable thing. And like I say, sometimes I found that the more you talk about it and say, guys, we have to fix this, you end up bowling more. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying ignoring the problem will help, but generally, and since I'm a batter, I'm not too sure how to fix it either. So you want to just maybe encourage the bowler and just say, look, just try your best for the next nut. Ooh. End of the over there. Malawi 11 for 3. 3 overs gone. So yeah, despite the pressure, you still want to feel like you're moving forward as a side, and that's the important thing that the Malawians need. They need to just keep moving forward in the game. You'd find that 11 after, even if it was 11 for naught after 3, wouldn't be the best start because they're sort of still rooted.
We've spoken a lot about Malawi. What do you make of Nigeria's approach to the field at the moment?
Nigeria has been very, very good in this power play so far. I like their field setting as well, going with a third man and a deep point, telling you that they don't really want to protect anything on the leg side because they're not going to bowl there. And it sets a nice message as well. I mean, even if they do get one there and goes for 4, but they're saying they want to bowl on the offside and they believe they can. And so far they're doing a great job. Whereas we found Malawi early on had their 2 in the power play being deep square leg and third man, which tells you that they're trying to protect that bad ball, which you'd expect since there is a bit of lack of experience there. But moving forward, they would want to do better in the power play then.
Clean it up.
Yeah. So how many years have you been involved in media and such?
Oh, that is an interesting question. I have been working as a journalist on radio for the last, I believe, 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 7 of those is when I started my career or my journey with cricket.
Okay, wow, it's a long time.
It is. And it was actually women's cricket right here at the National Oval that introduced me to cricket. I had never watched cricket before. I had never followed cricket, and there was a women's tournament, so I had to learn.
Very exciting.
Yeah,
Wow.
the 8 Nations tournament gave birth to this route.
Wow, very interesting there. And in sense of what got you interested in media journalism, was it?
I just really enjoyed sport. I watched a lot of sport. I played sport as a child, a student, and as I got older, I came to the realization that I could make that into a career, and I tried, did my best.
Yeah, definitely. It's very clear from the moment you get on the mic that there is a lot of experience there. You have any tips for someone starting out and a young voice in the media, such as myself?
Be yourself. That is the best piece of advice that I can give you.
I wouldn't advise that.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, though. Thank you for that advice.
Be yourself. It comes out what your strengths are unique. The person that you are is unique, and the voice that you lovely. Goes
Miss
out
Field
for
there,
four.
goes for 4. Malawi moved to 16 for 3. 4 overs gone.
And it's that slow build of a momentum for Malawi right now that is looking like they're getting a little something.
Oh, interesting. Okay, no, that's very interesting. Have you ever been told you have a radio voice?
I should assume so, seeing as that's what I do for a living. It would be very strange if you had a voice on radio that...
But is it something you worked towards? Like singers would work at it and practice their voice, or is it just...
A little bit of both. I think there's a natural ability, as you have. I'm sure athletes will have a natural ability that gives you the affinity for a sport like cricket. But eventually there's a point where your talent stops and the hard work begins. Yeah.
No, thank you. Very interesting insights there, guys. LB, one of our sports journalists here in Botswana, very involved in communications and journalism. Great to have her insights here as well.
Very clean fielding here by Nigeria.
Yeah, Abdul Razak continuing here from the duck pond end, from the golf course end. You'll note she's bowling very straight, and Malawi as a side, one of the key things in T20, you don't want to be facing too many dot balls. It's a statistics that goes towards the winning side, that teams that win bowl a lot of dot balls. So you want to move away from that. If you can't find the boundaries, she has to look around and say, this ball is coming straight. Where can I get a 1? Can I drop to point? Can I drop 1 to mid wicket? But she's punching them a bit too hard. I just tap slowly and look for a run.
And that has to do with experience, with practicing positions, practicing different shots, and like you said, there's only so much you can do in 2 months for a player from Malawi.
Yeah, and hence it's through these sort of insights that we are putting as commentators in hope that their staff and management will use as well to develop these young players as well and help them find their way. Because there's definitely no shortage of talent. It's now more about helping these players learn the art of releasing the pressure when you're under it. And rotating the stake is very important towards that. Third dot there. Fourth, 2 balls to go here. Still no runs in the over.
Rasak has had a wonderful over here, bowling very cleanly. Malawi have nothing to make of it.
Shiralile here deciding to not lose her wicket as being her method of attack. Defending, I can tell you one thing, having gone through this developmental journey myself, that that's the end of the over, 16 for 3 after 5. That things like defense are very, very important to the development of your game. So just for her knowing that she can survive and that a bowler can't just bowl past her or blow her away, it gives you confidence as well. It's as much confidence as hitting a 6. So Shiralile and Malefula here would want to make sure that, yes, they do keep the good balls out and bat as deep as possible, but it'll give them confidence that they can actually survive. And then you just expand from that now, from the defense, and then you expand your offense from there. So
build the confidence and try your best to score some runs.
Yeah, I can tell you as a batsman, you really don't want bowlers just running up and cleaning your stumps up. It really takes your confidence away. So when you know that you've got a good defense, it gives you a lot to work with.
And speaking of, you don't want to be run over as a team. there is a difficulty in retaining female players in the sport, and sometimes losing, and the experience of losing by big margins or being really railroaded at a competition can cause especially young players, young women, to want to walk away from the sport. I mean, what do you think kept you that we should be applying to as a country, or even as a continent? What can we do for players to keep them interested in the sport?
That's very, very keen observation there, Albi. I think the best way is to make it professional. These kids need to know that this is my career path. It's not just a hobby, and then therefore they will be even encouraged by their parents. Knowing you can make an income of something really, really does. Oh, drop catch there by Piety. Snatching at the ball there, Piety Lucky. Unfortunately dropping one there as a keeper.
And you can see the disappointment in herself.
Yeah, definitely she'll be disappointed in that. It was very regulation catch. You can tell she just wasn't expecting it, so she'd rather snatched at the ball.
Wicket keeper's nightmare.
So for both men and women, that's the only way that you're going to keep them involved in the game. They have to know that they can earn for their families and earn a living from the game. There's too much of a... I'm not sure what causes it, but there's a lot of still work to be done in that area throughout the Africa as a whole. You find Zimbabwe and South Africa being the leads, the most successful in that area. Other countries, Western African countries as well, started making it easier for players to play, to sign contracts and earn money. So, yeah, look, some of these players are struggling to get transport to come for practice, transport money. So it's not ideal. We need to make the sport professional. That is it. Until it's there, you'd find it's there even within our football situation.
Yeah.
We have quality players just stopping and saying, I need to go and do a 9-to-5 job because I
need to eat.
I need to feed my family. Yeah. So it's something that as an African continent we need to push towards.
And I'm sure tournaments like this will be helpful in that. The more experience we give players.
Oh, run out chance, yeah. Luckily gets there safely.
There was a hesitation, and I think that hesitation gave Malawi the opportunity to...
Yeah, it's all these dot balls. They're creating pressure within pressure. 6 overs complete, 18 for 3.
Yes, as I was saying, competitions like this, giving players the opportunity to actually play for that experience and see, what gaps there are, what you can achieve in terms of playing ability, comparing yourself to some of the more talented, some of the more experienced countries. It will build that hunger in you as well.
True. I mean, if you look at these young ladies as well, one of the challenges, they're still in school. So even their associations are having to work around with schools and things like that. And with a lot of our girls being in government schools, just to get them a release for them to play during exam time was very, very difficult for association. And credit to them for winning in that area. And the one thing I've seen in this tournament is that the girls want to compete, they want to play, and they want to learn. They love the game, they are hungry, no matter who they're facing. They're really up for the challenge. Each of these teams, the ladies just run in and they all want to really play, and you can see there's a lot of vibe, a lot of excitement.
And you hear it in the dugout too.
Yeah. I must be honest, I've been on many tours with the national side, and there's definitely a bigger vibe around the ladies' tournaments. They're always clapping and singing. And I've learnt a song as well. This is one of my favorite. When they shout, "Is it a 2? It's
Is it
not
a-
a 3, but it's a 4-4." So little things like that, they end up even sticking in your head, and you're like, "Wow, this is just fantastic to be around." There's always electric energy when you come around the ladies.
Yeah, but don't quit your day job there. Keep to the commentary.
Yeah. One there to backward point there for Chiralile. So, I mean, even when they take a weekend and some of the dances, it's just really good to see. Very enjoyable. Oh, well balled, well played there.
Oh, run rate. 2.78.
What do we need?
They need to be striking at 18 amount.
Jono, something else that I think contributes to the development of sport and athletes is the role of the parents, something we barely ever talk about.
Yeah, true. 7 overs gone, 19 for 3. Very interesting point there. Yeah, I think they deserve a lot of credit as well for supporting these young ladies in their cricket.
What was it like for you as a young cricketer? How did your parents feel about the game?
They never really understood it. It was very interesting. I was raised by a single mom, so being in boarding in South Africa, she didn't know what cricket was at all. It wasn't quite as prominent as it is now in the country. So went to apply in South Africa. So she was highly supportive, having to buy a cricket bat and not knowing what a cricket bat is, and it costs so much. But she just closed her eyes and just buy the thing, and she was very supportive of us as the lads and stuff like that. Always wanted us to just be outdoors anyway, so we don't break things in the house. Two there to mid wicket there by Chiralile. Coming back for 2. So yeah, they're very, very supportive, and I must point it out and then make sure that I appreciate the support. Parents are very, very key in these kids and their support.
So shout out to all the moms and dads out there who allow their kids to come out and show themselves as some of the best on the continent.
Yeah, I must be honest, something that really stuck out for me when I started being involved in women's cricket and coaching was the arms. Hitting balls to them and having them throw it back at me. I came out with a few pains and aches there. They really throw the ball much harder. I mean, young 17, 16-year-olds have really, really strong arms. We've seen even today, they're throwing from the boundary. These young 17-year-olds, and I'm like, wow. I've been highly, highly impressed. Here comes another throw from the deep. Right over the stumps. Oh, unfortunately, Piety again, they're messing up. That run out. Shirarile takes 2 down to deep point. 23 for 3.
And the fight continues for the number 17, refusing to be taken.
Dot ball there. Change bowling. It will appear we'll have some spin for the first time here, introduced by Nigeria. Coming in from the golf course end, we have Oseyande Omokobio. Joining me in the comms box here, replacing LB, I have Tando Mlilo from Zimbabwe. How are you, Tando?
I'm good, thanks, John. And yourself?
Very, very well, Tando. Nigeria taking their time here with the field, making sure that it's absolutely right. She's bowling to a sweep on the offside, deep square leg, deep mid wicket.
So, John, what do you think is the game plan for Malawi chasing such a huge score?
Judging by the power play, I think they're trying to play the 20 overs and making sure that they can stay at the wicket and play out the innings rather than just be bundled out. One there to backward point. One thing that's been a concern for me, Tando, has been the Malawian running has really been bad. They seem to not be calling at times, and it's unclear what the pressure is coming from.
Obviously, it's coming from those runs which Nigeria made.
Ooh, dot ball there. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're going for the score at all. So it's unclear why they would take tight singles and things like that, because the game plan clearly is to bat the 20 overs, and hence 2 runouts trying to bat 20 overs doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't, hey?
Yeah.
Wide signaled by the umpire as they take another extra run.
I can tell you, despite the 2 runouts, there's been at least 4 other chances that Nigeria should have capitalized on. Five wides there. The score moves to 31 for 3. Growing up in South Africa, these were the kind of off spinners that I typically came across. We found that they'd be nice and tall and came over the top. 2 runs to backward point. It's going to be a tight. Ooh, very bad throw there. Again, you'll see there that was a very tight run. Had the throw been accurate, it seems they're also turning blind on the run. So that is an area that Malawian coaching staff will want to have a look at.
I mean, but it's understandable, like from their own point of view. Like these guys, they've only been together for like less than 3 months. And this tournament being their first proper for them, like having a proper cricket match.
Yeah, that's why I think having the games being broadcast, they'll have an opportunity to go back and analyze and see where they can improve. And I truly hope that most sides take care of that, use that advantage, because it's not common that you have highlights available for yourselves and things like that to analyze. It's the end of the over. Malawi 33 for 3.
So, John, what do you make of this team Malawi being the first team to give Tanzania the run for their money? The previous game which they played against Tanzania, taking 7 wickets, them being the first team to take 7 wickets against Tanzania in the tournament, although they're being treated as the underdogs of the tournament.
Bowling change at the UBN, we have Lillian Ude. Good question there. I think their bowling lineup, there's a lot to like about their bowling lineup. They really bowl wicket to wicket. They have variety in the left armour. I would only add a spinner or two to that lineup just to mix things up a little bit. But they are really... Oh, inside edge there by Shiralile. 4 runs there, 37 for 3, Malawi march 2. So their bowling is definitely their strength. There's a lot to work with from a batting point of view to go still. But as a whole, they field well together. They back up, which is very, very impressive. A lot of these ladies also back up so well when throws are being taken towards the stumps. So they'd want to just build on all these good foundations and so forth.
I like the point you mentioned earlier on.
Oh, clean ball there, being Viralile there, inside edge there. 37 for 4, they move to Malawi.
Yes, so as I was saying, John, I like the point you mentioned earlier on. Very wish these sides could keep these girls in the setup, like them playing together for a long time. For an example, Malawi being the youngest side, bringing the youngest players in the tournament with the short period of time which they had preparing for this tournament, and them coming to display such a brilliant show.
Yeah, I mean, barring any significant errors, I genuinely see Malawi coming back very, very strong. They're going to be one of the teams to beat in the future. Coming in here, number 19, we have, it's Febe Malafula apparently who went for some water here, just returning. Joining her will be Katrina Chingaipe. And it comes back to that point you were mentioning, or was it LB actually, I think we mentioned it, regarding the challenge of keeping the players interested in the game, keeping them together as a unit.
I think one thing which ICC Africa is to do regarding keeping these girls together and all, I think they should make a rule that every country that is to come to play in this tournament, they should at least have schools cricket running in their countries. It will help more in the development of women's cricket.
It's a very interesting point there. I think what that then leads to is that a lot of work then has to be done with governments, which is quite challenging, but very, very much possible if you do it through the ministries of educations in the respective countries. That would also require us as former players or players to then qualify as coaches and make sure that we help out in these areas, because very good delivery there, great bounce there from the young Seema. As you know, I mean, in most of the countries, and even in our country, there's a huge shortage of coaches to meet the demand in terms of schools cricket. So we'd all have to get involved and play a part and make sure that we make the dream come true.
I think the other way how you guys can manage to run this schools cricket running, I think it will be best like if you have some of your national team players going into schools trying to coach maybe once or twice a week. I think that will be better if you are approaching them, going to their schools to coach them. I think that will work.
Yeah, very much so. You can cover a bit of landscape. Ooh. It's the end of the over. Malawi 37 for 4, 10 overs bowled. It's unclear if Piety Lucky is the regular keeper here. I haven't watched too many of Nigeria's games.
She seems not to be so comfortable.
Yeah, she's really struggling a bit there. And the interesting thing, she didn't start off with the keeping. There was somebody else, and then she took over, presumably because she was tired from her 100. Ooh, tight single there. Safe. Short third man there, definitely could have done better there. Big chance of a run out, yielding 1, 38 for 4. Yeah, back to Piety. I think, it's not easy. Keeping is one of the most difficult things. Having done it for many years myself, it is a challenge, particularly if you've been tired in batting and you've scored and you were out there for a long time. You tend to come up a little bit, stand up on the ball when you should stay as longer in a low position. Yeah. 2-3 extra cover there. Oh, another run out opportunity missed here by Nigeria. Ooh.
But not taking anything away from Piety Lucky, hitting that 100 and coming back to do the keeping for Nigeria. I think she has to do more fitness. I believe the wicket keepers are the ones who do more fitness more than anyone in the team.
Very true.
So she can't like put that as an excuse that she's tired from hitting 100 and all.
Yeah, as soon as you put on those gloves, there's a huge responsibility. Another chance there. Big shot out to mid-wicket. 4 runs there. Top shot. Malawi moved to 45 for 4.
So I was saying these ladies, they've displayed brilliant cricket for us in the past days. Imagine if you had to select our 11 in this tournament, how strong the team will be.
Very strong side. There's been a lot of talent today. I must be honest. Though I'm tough on her about the keeping. That knock by Piety Lucky was phenomenal. Oh, another short ball there going for 1. It's going to be another tight single. Can she do it this time? Fielder safe. Nigeria has been fairly ordinary on the park, to be honest. Fortunately, they put up a big score, but otherwise, if this was an 80 or very tight game, they'd be behind the 8 ball here.
Exactly. That's the problem with teams. If they put a huge score on the scoreboard, they tend to be floppy on the field.
Yeah. Sometimes as a team, when you put up a big total, you show up on the park and expect to just blow the opposition away, or that things are just going to happen by themselves. And you don't really put in the discipline that's required. Ooh, that looks close. Given there. Huge strike there by Katrina. 47 for 5. Malawi fall to. Coming in will be the captain, Sungeni Kananji. She's had a fairly ordinary tournament with the bat. She's been exceptional with the ball, winning man of the match in their first game. She'll want to get some runs here for her own confidence.
Yeah, she has to. She's the captain. She has to lead the team by example. Like, it really means someone needs to come in here now and take on the Nigerian bowlers.
back to Piety Lucky. That was a sensational knock, one of the best I've ever seen at junior level. She middled the majority of her shots, clearly a talent for the future. Off commentary, one of my colleagues said that surely one that should go directly to the senior ladies side.
Oh, she deserves it. She showed us a brilliant innings. She
can-
killed the quickest century in the tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to hear about her in women's cricket in the future. Definitely one for the future here. A superstar in the making.
Exactly. You never know, maybe we might be hearing her playing in the big bash leagues in the future.
Yeah, that's one of the key developments that has come up from T20 now. You have all these career options now that you can go towards and ensure that you are now making a living for the short time that you're playing cricket. Much better take there by Piety. Required run rate now sitting at 17 and over. Something that Malawi, I'm sure, are not keeping an eye on. Simply want to bat their 20 overs. Captain gets off a mark there with the cover drive out to the sweeper on the boundary.
So on the other field, Tanzania taking on Rwanda. Tanzania setting a target of 116 at the moment. Rwanda are 80 for 3 in 15.3 overs.
Jay.
One leg by to the score. Malawi reached their 50, 12 overs bowled. 50 for 5.
And John goes out for a break in the commentary box. I'm joined by James Moses from Antigua. James, how are you?
Pretty good. Good morning once again to our viewers, our listeners in and around Africa and the world.
Nigeria strikes again. 6 wickets down for Malawi. Score still on 50 after 12.1 overs. Earlier on, Malawi won the toss and elected to bowl first. Nigeria making 191 in their allocated 20 overs.
Yes, Tando, it seems like it's just a formality now. I would like to know the mindset for Malawians. Maybe it's the last game, they're trying to take something from it. What it is they're trying to take from the game. Maybe you can help me with that, Tando.
Yes, Jay. Now, I can't say much, but the way they're losing their wickets, it seems they're not going to be able to bat their 20 overs. They're not showing the pride of the country anymore. It's like they're just going through emotions. So we have a new batter in the crease, Sofina Chinawa. I mean, if you were the coach of Malawi, what message will you be sending to your batters?
Well, if I was a coach of Malawi, the message would have been already there this morning or last night. Knowing how the tournament was for Malawi and what it is going forward, maybe not to be too critical. I think they're probably on the right track here. Trying to get some exposure from this game, in the sense of getting their batters in, spend times at the wicket. That will be basically my game plan, is to try to pick some positive from it. And how do I do that? Is to try to get the young ones some exposure going forward, because not only the game doesn't have much value going forward in sense of where they will be at the end of the tournament, but historically, Nigeria seems to be a much better team, much more structure, more experience, and they have been there before in several other tournaments. So yeah, that will be my message to Malawi, starting from yesterday, coming in today's game, Thunder.
And Sofina pulls it all the way to the boundary for 4, bringing the score to 56 for 6 after 12.5 overs. So Jay, you've mentioned you've played for Botswana before for a very long time. I'm sure maybe one of your games you might have been in such a situation just like Malawi, and the coach is there bringing in another message. Already as a player, as a batter, we are under pressure. How were you going about it, about your innings?
I think, Tanda, you're asking two questions in one there. In this position, just as I explained early on from Malawi point of view, in this position, fighting for something knowingly. All right, let me start from the first one. Be in this position from Malawi point of view. No, we have never actually been in this position before. Luckily, been in this position from a tournament or from a playing point of view, unknowingly. The reason why I said unknowingly, we happened to bump into a South African development team, which they give us something not to forget, against the great Zindeki, Vanderbilt, and some of South African greats. We didn't know anything about that, and we get hammered after in the African Nation Cup in 2002, which we basically fought our way through the finals. We win every game up until the finals. But for me, that was the experience going forward. That actually was my first tournament to Botswana. In that tournament is where I got my international cap. And I'm happily and very thankful for the Botswana Association to give me that opportunity to play international cricket. And back to the question that you are asking, yeah, we worked very hard as a team, as Janu said to you. And one of the outcomes we try to avoid is a situation like this. I think we are very fortunate not to. We are very fortunate not to, because of our hard work and dedication, playing against our divisional brothers. When I said divisional brothers, as associate, first as affiliate and then as associate members, we are basically were in the same bracket, except for our leading brothers Namibia, which we managed to scrape through 2 victories. Out of the 5 times we have played them, we managed to beat them twice. I don't know if that answers your question a bit, Tando.
Yeah, it has, Jay.
Another thing that we should mention, remember we're in a different scenario here in the sense that these are under 19 cricketers. Most of them hasn't played before. From our point of view, a lot of us have played cricket before, understand the game a bit more. So not only the level is different, the experience and the exposure was a little bit different. When I said exposure, I know it was my first tournament, but I've played cricketers basically first class level in my country at a very early age. We were thrust into it, and as you know, everybody wanted to play for the West Indies. Everybody wanted to play Test cricket. I wish I had the opportunity to play Test cricket, but growing up then, T20 cricket was never my aim. 50-over cricket was never my aim. I just wanted to play Test cricket. Even now, if I had to relive a few years and was given opportunity in life, this is one of the first thing I would want, just to play Test cricket, because that was what it was all about, playing Test cricket. I do enjoy one-day international. Yeah, I've developed some of the skills in order to play T20 and limited over cricket, but Test cricket, I think, not punching at anyone, this is just my view.
So 14 overs bowled, the score is 59 for 6.
Test cricket tells you what cricketer you are as a person. All discipline of the game, in particular mental strength. That's why they call it Test cricket, I assume.
Okay. So let's assume you didn't move to Botswana to come stay in Botswana. Do you think you would have made it in the West Indies side?
Not a chance. Not a chance, Tando. I can say that proudly. That's how good West Indies team was. In fact, in a category from 1 to 10 to West Indies, I wasn't even in the ballpark. West Indies cricket was at a level in those years that very few people would have ever make that team. I've known good cricketers, in particular a gentleman, one of my sports teachers by the name of Ralstonato, which I admire a lot. He have broke records in the regional tournament and still couldn't get into the West Indies team.
We've got a bowling change there from Nigeria, Difan Uranta, bowling from the golf course end.
But what I know also, I think I'm a practical and honest person. Besides the level of the West Indies team and me and the others around me, that wasn't good enough. If I had to relive 20 more years, the present West Indies team, no problem. No problem. No problem whatsoever. Because then I think I would have the skill and the coaching and the know-how to move forward, to equip myself to that. Because remember, the standard of cricket when I came to Botswana at the age after 17 years, the standard of cricket I was playing at 15 years old, and I stopped playing cricket just around the age of 15, 16 for about 17 years. So me coming playing for Botswana, it wasn't only a privilege, it was an honor. Yeah, Botswana have basically given me that opportunity to do part of what I wanted to do over the years, and I'll be ever, ever, ever thankful.
So Nigeria strikes again, 7 wickets down for Malawi. The score is 61 for 7 after 14.3 overs. Nigeria only needing 3 more wickets to seal this match.
Don't look too sad. It's not a sad story. There's lots of positive from what I've just said a while ago. And I never give up. number one. Number two, when the opportunity comes back, I grab it with both hands. Number three, most of all, you're never too old to do anything that you're desirable to do in your life.
Exactly. Age is nothing, Jay. Just a number. Nothing can stop you in life, only yourself.
Yeah, I laugh at that. Yeah, age is just a number. But some mornings, sometimes I wake up, feel like I've been beaten with a stick sometimes at the age I was. But I think only the pride and determination pushed me through for all these years.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the inclusion of you in the Botswana team, it was kind of like it motivated these young players on the side in a way.
Yeah, I think so. My mentality, I think more so my mentality is what motivates most of the players here, man.
We've got a new batter for Malawi, Oseanda Omokobio in the crease. She takes a single there, bringing the score to 62.
Yeah, coming from
Nigeria strikes again. 8 wickets down for Malawi. Nigeria needing 2 more wickets to win this game. The score is still on 62 after 14.4 overs.
yes, coming from halfway across the planet, Tanda. I think cricket means, well, meant more to us than just playing the game. There's a deep history of the game through slavery, and we were taught that not only in school, but we were taught that by our elders, even some of our journalists. One particular person, one of our journalists, I could frankly say that I remember listening to lots of his commentary and lots of conversation. He's a gentleman that we call Frank Guy. I think he was a journalist. I think somewhere along the line he was a historian, also a teacher. And we do listen to our elders that educate us more about life, and it's not a good thing to say, but slavery in general. Yeah. So my mentality was very different. Back then, you didn't have to call to come and play cricket, but when I came to Botswana, people had to call you. You had to call people to come and play cricket. So I think that was part of the inspiration that I bring to the team.
So we have a new batter in the crease for Malawi, Linda Elzienda.
And also Tanda, no nonsense approach. Here people seems to say a lot of things and get away with it, but not with me. I demand respect. If you say some things
So on the other field, Tanzania taking on Rwanda. Tanzania putting a target of 166 at the moment. Rwanda needs 6 runs to win from 6 balls. Quite an interesting match on the other field, Jay.
Yeah, what honors are they getting there? I assume that they're trying to get number 1, or they are trying to avoid Namibia, because as I said, Namibia, I had my money on Namibia, but my heart is with Rwanda. I hope that either or, I'll be quite happy to move forward from this tournament.
Bowling change for Nigeria, Peculiar Agboye. And she comes from the UBN. Strike over point, single taken there by Malawi, bringing the score to 63 for 8.
Yes, Tandy, to finish my point, yeah, our mentality about the game was different. We played the game for the love of the game, and that included our family to be proud of us, because we knew what cricket meant to us. Cricket was an avenue to let the people in the Caribbean know that we are worth something. We we are somebody. So these are things I never forget, and either some other events also that reminded us of where we were and where we are going. Yeah, so I think I bring that mentality, the positive mentality to Botswana cricket up until this day.
Yeah, we've seen along the years West Indies producing brilliant players, the likes of Chris Gill being the universe boss, and now having the younger players also coming into the side of the West Indies.
Yeah, these legends are, in particular, Mr. Gale, more known around the world as the universal boss. These are product of the West Indies. Just the way he plays his cricket will explain to you the attitude of West Indies cricket. And Christopher Gale will go down to the history of not only one of the greats, but an icon. I think we should have a statue of him. Just as a statue of Saviv and other more West Indies greats. I don't know why they don't have a statue monument yet for our greats.
They pulled it out. 2 runs to win. They pulled it out.
I'm sure that statue will be built anytime soon, just to honor him for the great works he's been doing for the West Indies team.
Yeah, not only Chris Great, I'm talking about the West Indies great, the people who put us on the world map and give us something to think about our families, our kids. Yeah, and whenever I talk about something like that, I still feel deeply inside very.
Shouts off an LB, the umpire says not out.
Yeah, I still feel very deep inside to just to see where West Indies cricket is now. I think it should be much better than where it is compared to our history going back.
So on the other field, Tanzania has beaten Rwanda by 1 run, meaning Tanzania will face Namibia in the semi-finals. They took a wicket off the last ball of those innings. Then Rwanda will have to face Uganda in the semi-finals. Remember, in the group stages, we saw Rwanda beating Uganda. So you never know, that game can go either way.
Yeah, I think in spite of the loss, I think Rwanda will be happy for that position. Yes, we have just got the news that Tanzania have beaten Rwanda by one run. So Rwanda will be facing Uganda in the first semis, and Tanzania will be facing Namibia the second semis. Remember, there's only one team that is going through to the qualifiers, to the World Cup, that will be held in Benoni, South Africa. Back to the proceedings here. The proceeding is telling us that Malawi is just going through the motions because I don't think they're in a position to chase the 191 that was the target. Sorry, the runs that was set by Nigeria. But there's still some excitement in this game going forward. I can see the Nigerians, they're not laying on their laurels. Even though they had a big score on the board, they're still working and feeling hard, still putting their body on the line. The score now is Malawi is 69 for 8. It's just a matter of time before Nigeria wrap this game up. Yes, we have had a change in coming through here for the last few wickets, a few overs. Is my old buddy, comrades and friend, John.
Afternoon, John. Afternoon, Jay. Malawi losing their 9th wicket there. Score 67 for 9. Lucy Malino comes in here at number 11 for Malawi.
Jono, it's a privilege to be here watching this under 19 tournament, and the positive that they've shown trying to play this game of cricket. I hope you yourself have learned. I could take something away from these young ladies. I surely did. Well, I surely do.
Yeah, certainly it has been a privilege, Jay. One of the things that's stood out for me is that it's helped us assess, as somebody who does a bit of work with our under 19 ladies, it's helped us gauge where they are and areas that need to be improved, and also assess them overall where they stand with other countries and what we need to do to be at that level. So it's been a good experience for me from that point of view. Oh. Opportunity there at mid-wicket. Batters looking to come back for 3. They settle for 2. 69 for 2.
Yes, Jono, we can't say enough about these ladies. What I've gathered is just the determination of these young ladies, and the commitment, total commitment that they've put forward, and show that they're interested in the game. I couldn't help of hearing one of our lady commentators, you guys talking about, just what legacy it could bring here, and what they need to go forward in order to contain, as well as the parents that do they know what's going on? Are you going to make them part of this women cricket? Yeah, that was a very interesting point from the outside listening to you guys.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a collective effort. I think for you and I and many others, you'd know that when we were growing up, cricket was a sport that wasn't played by ladies, particularly in Africa. So seeing it and experiencing it, it's been amazing over the last couple of years, and seeing the development of the game for women, and to be a part of it in any aspect as well is highly motivating. And kudos to the ICC for pushing cricket towards women and Africa as a whole.
Yeah, well, we should congratulate our leaders. One of the head of Africa Cricket also is a lady, which we call our auntie. Very charismatic woman, very open, sweet, accommodating. You can't say much more about that lady. Yeah, the heart and trust that she have put into women's cricket in particular also, that shows and tells that their commitments. I don't know about the resources, but resources always end up being the final say in most things that we do. But I think if we come together, I think the resources can be achieved as well.
Very true, Jay.
Yeah, we should also put out a big thanks to our vice chairman, Simone, who actually put this panel together, this media panel together. Yeah, to at least it was a platform for us also. Yeah, so we like to say thanks to Simone, our vice chairman for Botswana Cricket. That's not only to give us such an opportunity, but in order to open the doors for a lot more things going forward in sense of under 19, in sense of media, and avenues for our ladies to move forward to. That will probably help them, maybe even in education, scholarship, money, just the next profession. So we should congratulate him for putting this thing together.
Malawi moved to 73 for 9. 2 overs remain. Very true, Jay. Our visuals, of course, being brought to us by Pitch Vision South Africa in conjunction with BCA and ICC. Been exceptional to be part of this team and experience media in some element, and how the production of a game as a whole is brought to life to the people. Very positive experience here. And credit to the BCA, being Botswana Cricket Association, as well as the ICC for this initiative.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, the CEO, all the helpers, Van, Vusi, and even our captain. Our captain has been very handy in some of the organization and putting these things together. He's been up and about. We're trying to make sure things are in place. We should also give thanks to the helpers, the liaison officers, ground staff, and most country of Botswana.
Yeah, very true. Divine Oranta here, bowling very well here at the death, bowling nice and straight. Yeah, tournament organizers as a whole deserve a lot of credit. Groundsman has been very active, he's given us good wickets. Medics, officials. It's been a tremendous team effort.
Yeah, and the mother of all organization, ICC. Thanks to ICC for putting such a tournament on. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, highly entertaining.
Yeah.
And very well organized.
Very well organized.
Ooh, white ball. Oh, Nigeria finish it off there. Clean ball there. Divine getting it nice and straight there. She's got 3 wickets here for 6 runs. 4 wickets for 6 runs in her 2.5 overs. Exceptional bowling there by Divine. Malawi all out for 74. Huge victory here for Nigeria. Credit to them.
Yeah, it was a good game of cricket, Jano, even though it was a bit one-sided. It was a good game of cricket. Partly entertaining from the Nigeria point of view, and a learning experience from the Malawi point of view.
Just a quick summary here of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Nigeria batting first, scoring 191. They led very well by their wicketkeeper batter, scoring the fastest century of the tournament, getting 106 or 44 balls. Exceptional, hitting 6 sixes and 11 fours on her half. Well supported there by 26 of 30 being Oseyande Omokobio. In the bowling for Malawi, we had some contributions right on. Monica Ndipa bowling 4 overs for 2 runs, for 45, getting 2 wickets. We had Lucy Malino getting 1 wicket there in her 4 overs, going for 25 runs. In Malawi's response, they ended up bowling, getting 74 all out. Handy contributions right through. Opener Ulysses Chiralile scoring 16 of 34 balls. Malefula getting 10 of 24 balls there. Nigeria's bowling there. We had Divine Uranta getting 4 wickets for only 6 runs in her 3 overs there. Exceptional bowling on her behalf. And then handy contributions there with 2 wickets for 28 from Omokobio, as well as Abdul Razak getting bowling 4 overs for 9 runs with 1 wicket. Back with the match presentation in just a bit.
Where's my shot? You'll give me a cue, huh?
Am I supposed to be here or am I supposed to be there?
Oh, you're the one that said this.
Come from there.
She's gonna come from there. And you're okay, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming. Congratulations on a really good game, ladies. Give yourselves a round of applause. With your post-match presentation, my name is LB. I'm very honored to stand before you, and I'm inspired by all of you. Before we begin, let me take time to thank our umpires for the day, Isaac and Justin. Absolutely impeccable work. As well as, of course, as our technical officials, our ground staff, and of course the commentary team that was carrying us on YouTube. Incredible job. Shout out Tando, Jono, and James. Good work. Alrighty, so today's match, Malawi winning the toss and electing to field first. Nigeria stepping up to the crease, doing an incredible job, putting up 191 for 7 in 20 overs. The chase was on for Malawi, who only managed 74 all out and eventually lost the match by 117 runs. Outstanding performances today. Of course, a century, a first for her in this one. Number 33, PT Lucky. Very well done, darling. She put up 11 fours, 6 sixes, and had a strike rate of 240.91. And that is all from 44 balls. Yeah. Also for Nigeria, outstanding performance in the bowling department, Divine Uranta. Taking 4 wickets, and then she bowled 2 overs, taking 4 wickets in 2 overs. Very well done. For Malawi, Monica Ndipo, 2 wickets in 4 overs. Good job, Monica. Now we go to the captain. Can we start with the losing captain, please? Hello, darling.
Hello.
Final match of the tournament. How do you feel after an incredible 9 days of playing some really good cricket?
To say honestly, we are not worried at all because we do try our best. We have tried our best, though we have lost, but we did try our best.
And as the captain, tell me which match for you was your favorite one to play that you felt like was an outstanding performance for you and your girls?
When we were playing against Mozambique, yeah, we did win. We won, yeah.
And big congratulations. That one was great because you won. Congratulations, Malawi. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. Thank you, captain. And now the opening batter, the wicket keeper, as well as today's Centurion. Come on here, Miss PT Lucky. Hi, darling. You have to react to your first century in the tournament. How good does it feel to hit 100?
I feel good anyway because like most of the tournaments I haven't really been performing well like my team expected me to. So I had to make up for it with this match.
What has been the best learning experience for you? What's a big takeaway that you're going to talk to coach about and make sure that you fix when you get back home? Everything. Great answer. A big congratulations to you. You were absolutely outstanding. Give her a round of applause. And while you're still here, Lucky, you are our player of the match today. To give the presentation, please welcome umpire Ino. Sorry. Good job. Ino, more photos, please. Please. Big smile. Thank you.
You want me?
Absolutely fantastic, ladies. Congratulations and good luck on your journey home. That marks the end of our post-match presentation. Bye, girls. Now get this. Move this way. Okay. Sam Siska!